This is like how I always am, like I'm very unclear. I can't make a decision, so it's like I'm super unclear.
Serena Williams is an imposing presence in sports history, known for her bravery and strength. A tragic twist, nevertheless, has just happened in her life. With every victory and loss in court, her husband Alexis has stood by her side, but now he is saying goodbye. A diagnosis they were unprepared for and an unchangeable reality have thrust them into the most trying chapter of their love journey, which started in Rome. How did they arrive at this conclusion, and what is Serena's next move? Outside of the realm of law, it is a revolutionary finding. In Saginaw, Michigan, Serena Jamia Williams was born to Oracene Price and Richard Williams on September 26, 1981. Venus, her older sister, is a tennis partner. She is the youngest of 5 sisters and has 4 half-sisters. Additionally, Serena has several step-siblings on her father's side of the family. The pilgrimage to Compton, California, included little Serena and her brothers. At the tender age of 4, Serena started competing on the tennis court in her hometown of Compton. Richard, who was very involved with Venus's and her tennis training, decided to educate her at home. Apart from her father, Serena had another Richard Williams as a coach. They were both from Compton. The plan all along was for her to get into Rick Massey's prestigious school. Careful planning was his priority so that students wouldn't exhaust themselves academically before being ready to join the workforce, which was his main worry. Richard and his girls faced racism throughout the trip, which also played a role in his decision-making process. My life started to take a dramatic turn when I was 16 years old. Serena began winning matches again after a losing skid, this time in mixed doubles matches with Max Murney at Wimbledon and the US Open. That year, she not only won 2 tournaments, but she also won the doubles crown in Oklahoma City with Venus. Venus and Serena made a public commitment to withdraw their support for Indian Wells in 2001. Falsely accusing their father of match-fixing, the audience booed Serena when Venus withdrew from a semi-final match due to an injury. It was a negative experience all around, not only because Serena defeated Kim Kurz. The sisters honored their solemn vow to never return for 14 years. The Australian Open was the last major Serena won before she completed what is formally known as the Serena Slam, even though she did not win all 4 tournaments in the same year. The fact that Serena has met Venus in the championship match of each Grand Slam tournament is an impressive feat. Despite facing personal challenges, she persisted in excelling. Not only did she have to deal with her parents' divorce, but she also lost her half-sister in 2003. She persevered in her greatness and won the Australian Open again in 2005 despite having knee problems and not being fit enough. Venus and Serena won the doubles title in the 2008 Beijing Olympics. In the time after, Serena won her 3rd US Open title, adding to her Wimbledon and 3 consecutive major victories. Serena faced up against wildcard Kim Kurz, a former winner from 2005, in the semifinals of the US Open as Serena sought to defend her 2008 title. The contest was close. Serena lost the first set 6-4 after becoming enraged and smashing her racket on the court, which resulted in a warning for racket abuse. Serena served to send the match to a tiebreak in the second set, which Kurz had led 6-5. However, lineswoman Shino Tabuchi's controversial foot fault judgment led to the game's cancellation. An altercation between Serena and the lineswoman abruptly halted the match. 3 months later, Serena was fined $88,250 and sentenced to 2 years of probation, the then highest punishment ever handed down to a tennis player. After enduring immense pressure, she finally apologized. Despite the setback, she kept winning. However, she had to rest until June 2020 due to a pulmonary embolism that she was diagnosed with in January. Because of an unexpected losing streak, Serena had a tough season finish in 2012. She returned to the court determined to improve. After talking to her French tennis coach Patrick Mouratoglou, she decided to stay for 3 months and work on her game there. She was rewarded for her doggedness with 2 gold medals in singles and doubles from the 2013 London Olympics, and 5 Wimbledon crowns. At 31 years of age, Serena became the oldest female tennis player to ever earn the top place. At the age of 33, she became the oldest victor in the history of the Australian Open, and she went on to win her 6th US Open. With her 11th Grand Slam title, she became the oldest player to accomplish so at the age of 33 years and 289 days, following her victories at Wimbledon and the French Open. When Serena achieved the Serena Slam, she held all 4 of the major titles at once. Her near-full Grand Slam run would have matched her with Steffi Graf for the most Grand Slam victories ever, and made her the first female player to do it since 1983. By defeating Venus in the finals of the Australian Open, she became the player with the most Grand Slam championships won in an Open-era record-setting 23 victories. By ignoring her detractors, Serena demonstrated her dominance in the sport. She was drug-tested more frequently than her colleagues in the business because of her fame and prominence. A champion emerged from Serena. Although it was never her goal, she has become an inspiration to many. Her close ones say she is honest and steadfast. She played a pivotal role in the establishment of Serena Williams Secondary School in Maternal, Kenya in 2008. Through her charity, college scholarships are also available to students from low-income families in the U.S. Construction of the Serena Williams Fund's has begun in collaboration with Helping Hands Jamaica in the year 2016. Prior to the 2010 Haitian earthquake, St. Martin's Primary School in Jamaica's Tranny Parish. In observance of the victims of the tragedy, some tennis greats, including Venus and Serena Williams, opted to skip the last day of practice at the Australian Open. The Williams sisters encourage children education and aid abuse victims via their humanitarian activities, the Williams Sisters Fund. Starting in 2014, Serena has been holding the Serena Williams Ultimate Fund Run every year to benefit her organization. In 2015, Serena returned to Indian Wells after a 14-year absence. She then became involved with the Allstate Foundation's Purple Purse Project 2 years later. Along with the Elton John AIDS Foundation, Hearts of Gold, Common Ground, the Small Steps Project, the Hollywood Foundation, World Education, Beyond the Burroughs National Scholarship Fund, Eva Longoria, Caliber, and the Cure for MD Foundation, she has been an ambassador for several other organizations before. In August 2009, the Williams sisters, Vera and Serena, became minority owners of the Miami Dolphins after investing millions of dollars. A new franchise in the National Women's Soccer League, NWSL, the premier women's soccer league in the U.S., was acquired in July 2020 by an all-female investing group that included Serena. Angel City FC, the team Serena helped form in 2022, had Alexis Ohanian as its principal investor, but Ohanian held just a minority stake. Members of the ownership group include actresses, media figures, female entrepreneurs, Serena's eldest daughter, and former USWN team members. As Serena's career progressed, she began to share her views on social problems more frequently on social media and became more politically involved. In 2016, she shared her support for the Black Lives Matter movement on Facebook out of concern for her little nephew's safety around police officers. During the same year, her personal journey as a female athlete was featured in the Incredible Women of 2016 Inches edition of Porter magazine, where she passionately advocated for gender equality. The subject of equal compensation for equal work and the common practice of downplaying women's achievements were both raised by her. Serena Williams has made a name for herself for quite some time, championing causes close to the Black community's heart. In recognition of her achievements, she received the Jackie Robinson Sports Award in 2023 and the NAACP President's Award in 2003. Serena Williams, a tennis player famous for her vibrant style and fearless attitude, often let her clothes speak for herself. She was asked not to play at the 2004 U.S. Open because she wore a denim skirt and wraps that resembled knee-high boots. The Home Shopping Network was Serena's primary channel for 2009 sales of her signature statement jewelry, purses, and clothing line, S by Serena. In fact, she made the necessary preparations for her hair tech nail collection by getting her license to work as a nail technician. Notable for her creation of the black cat suit for postpartum health problems, she was prohibited from appearing in the 2018 French Open with it, representing her Serena clothing brand. She responded with a bold black two-piece outfit at the 2018 US Open. Later that year, she introduced her line of accessible figure-hugging apparel, S by Serena, which drew inspiration from 90s streetwear. In February 2019, she became a board member of the online clothing marketplace Poshmark. A slew of unexpected family and health problems devastated Serena to her core. Serena Williams is the wife of Reddit co-founder Alexis Ohanian. They tied the knot in New Orleans on November 16, 2017, following an engagement that occurred on December 10, 2016. Beyoncé, Kim Kardashian, Kelly Ripa, Anna Wintour, and Kim Kardashian were among the famous people that attended their wedding. Their romance began on the spur of the moment. Reddit was completely foreign to Serena, and Alexis knew nothing about tennis. Their connection shone through, regardless of the realms to which they belonged. They had a daughter and a wedding attended by Hollywood's A-listers at the end of their amazing journey, which started with a fortuitous encounter in Rome. In a 2017 cover story for Vanity Fair, Serena detailed their first encounter. The Cavalier Hotel in Rome was the site of their meeting. Although there were many vacant tables around, Alexis casually joined Serena and her friends for breakfast. Serena thought about his location choice as she watched his bold decision. Alexis seemed worried despite a friend of Serena's humorous attempt to persuade him to relocate by informing him about a rat nearby. They became good friends after Serena, who was pleased, invited him to spend time with them. In keeping with their growing friendship, Serena invited Alexis to the French Open. Alexis only wanted to demonstrate his dedication by flying to Paris to see Serena play. The following day was out of this world. They spent 6 hours seeing the city, speaking, and falling in love with one another. Alexis expressed his feelings in 2015 when he shared an Instagram photo from the US Open with the caption, "Don't mess with the Queen." This cheeky tribute suggested that their relationship was taking shape. Alexis hoped for nothing less than an exceptional proposal. Going back to where they had met, he brought Serena to the Cavalier Hotel in Rome. He set up a two-person table and decorated it with flowers on the pool deck. Serena shared the touching details of Alexis's proposal in this lovely site on Reddit's I Said Yes thread, which brought many people to tears. A month after they were engaged, Serena received news that would change her life in an irrevocable way. After a sluggish start to the year, she felt as though her body was acting up. After a friend suggested that Serena check for pregnancy, she took 5 separate tests, and they all came back positive. She gave Alexis a paper bag with the tests in it and let him feel the occasion in his own way. The next day, Serena posted a Snapchat image of her growing baby bump with the caption 20 weeks, setting the stage for both joy and speculation about her pregnancy. Her spokesperson officially confirmed Serena's pregnancy later that day. She was probably 8 or 9 weeks along with her pregnancy when she won the Australian Open. After the fact, Serena explained that she had intended to share the photo, but had published it by accident. Olympia, whose given name is Alexis Olympia Ohanian Jr., was born to Serena on September 1, 2017. An emergency cesarean section was performed due to complications that arose during her delivery. In honor of Olympia's arrival, Serena gave the world a doll named Kai Kai, which quickly became an internet sensation. In 2017, shortly after the birth of Olympia, Serena shone her courage once again by rescuing herself. She was experiencing difficulty breathing and has a family history of blood clots, so she was concerned about a pulmonary embolism. She quickly notified the nurse that she needed an intravenous line and a CT scan with contrast so that her mother wouldn't be disturbed. Following Serena's persistence, an ultrasound was conducted by a doctor. However, the results were negative. The nurse had first dismissed her concerns, attributing them to Serena's pain medication's ill effects. A CT scan later confirmed that her lungs had many blood clots. An intravenous line was quickly attached to her in order to address the issue. The fact that Serena's blood clot-induced acute coughing reopened the incision from her C-section added insult to injury. The hematoma that was seen during her post-operative surgery was most likely induced by the blood thinners. A medical device was inserted into Serena's vein to prevent more blood clots from reaching her lungs. For the next 6 weeks after returning home, she was required to remain underground. Although Serena was famous, her experience mirrored that of many women, especially women of color, who face barriers accessing health care. In the U.S., a CDC study from 2022 found that Black women had a maternal mortality risk that was nearly 3 times greater than white women. Postpartum depression affects a disproportionate number of Black women in the U.S. Following her tragedy, Serena spoke about her struggle with the disorder on Instagram. The total prevalence of postpartum depression is between 10% and 20%, but it affects about 38% of Black and Latina mothers. Many people do not receive enough screening or support. A medical condition known as postpartum depression can start in the 3rd trimester and last for a while after the baby is delivered. Perinatal depression is a real medical issue that affects all women regardless of age, race, socioeconomic situation, culture, or education level, says the National Institutes of Health, NIH. The greatest threat to women arises when their opinions are not taken into consideration in healthcare settings. Women, especially those who are expecting or have just given birth, often have better gut feelings about health issues, so it's important to listen to their advice. When Serena noticed a bulge in May 2023, medical personnel diagnosed her with a branchial cyst, a sac filled with fluid that forms beneath the skin. Her doctors had initially denied the need for surgery, but subsequent testing led them to recommend removal. Using a video she shared from the hospital, Serena was able to express her gratitude for her health after the therapy. In August of 2023, Serena's second daughter, Adira River Ohanian, came into this world. Despite facing insurmountable obstacles, Serena was able to achieve great success in her life narrative. The greatest female tennis player of all time, according to many, is Serena Williams. In 2017, viewers of BBC Sport voted her the best female tennis player of the Open era. Many experts and players consider her to be the greatest female athlete of all time. While Roger Federer praised her in 2018 for having a strong case for being the greatest of all time, John McEnroe praised her as a legend and the ultimate GOAT. The BBC broadcaster and ex-French Open champion Sue Barker said that Williams served better than anybody in history in 2022. Her serve brought her fame. Due to her lightning-fast and pinpoint serve, which has yielded an unprecedented number of aces, Serena is often considered the best women's tennis player. The 2013 Australian Open was the site of her 3rd fastest serve ever, clocking in at 207 km/h, according to the WTA. Her opponents were unable to predict her moves because of her consistent ball tossing, which allowed her to serve to any part of the court with little fluctuation. As second serves, her kick and slice serves were successful, and she also prevented opponents from making easy points and double faults. Williams possesses tennis forehands and backhands that rank among the all-time greats. With a wide stance, she hit both with strong, heavy, and accurate ground strokes. Her formidable forehand, famous for its topspin, led her to win matches from any part of the court, whether it was down the line or across the court. She had a more powerful and precise forehand, but her two-handed backhand was flat and one of the best. She demonstrated deftness and swiftness with each stroke. Even though Serena Williams serves the majority of the time, her net skill is a result of her years of doubles competition. At the net, she would often finish points with an elegant touch, a powerful drive volley, or a huge overhead smash. Her aggressive serve returns helped establish her as one of tennis's all-time great returners. She was a master at winning first serves, and waiting for second serves that were weak to pounce on. A formidable defender, Serena could deftly block attacks and even set up the winning shot, all while playing with an aggressive style. Her incredible athleticism was on full display on the court, where she displayed lightning-fast reflexes, impeccable balance, and impeccable coordination. Because she could focus on what she did best, making astute decisions and accumulating points, she had an upper hand. American celebrity Christina Mail praised Serena's composure under pressure, while Martina Navratilova praised her tremendous mental tenacity. Grand Slam tournaments were where Serena's capacity to recover from setbacks was most evident. To this day, no player has ever come back from a match point down to win 3 Grand Slam matches. Despite dropping the first set, she proceeded to win 37 of the 38 Grand Slam matches she entered. John McEnroe proclaimed her the greatest female tennis player of all time because of her incredible capacity to recover from setbacks in Grand Slam tournaments. Her skill was a gift, according to McEnroe. She was an extremely dangerous opponent to begin with, but her knack for serving aces at key points solidified her status. Puma offered Serena a $12 million sponsorship deal soon after she graduated from Driftwood Academy in 1999. With the signing of a $40 million deal with Nike in 2004, she became the brand's official sponsor. Nike has designed a whole collection of shoes and apparel just for Serena, in recognition of the lasting impression she has had on the world, both on and off the pitch. The 1 million square foot Nike facility in Portland is named after Serena Williams as a tribute to her accomplishments and long association with the brand. As Nike's chief design officer John Hulkonen pointed out, Williams was involved in the building's conceptualization. Thus, it serves as a proper homage to his legacy. Williams won her first Grand Slam in 1999 while playing with Wilson's Hammerstretch range of equipment before switching to the Hyper Hammer line. In 2005, she briefly experimented with the Wilson Encore before settling on a number of Wilson Blade variants. Since 2008, she has had a racket that is 104 square inches in size, specifically developed to complement her powerful and fashionable game. Wilson has been crafting custom rackets since 2017. She was named 2019's Female Athlete of the Decade by the Associated Press. Among female athletes, she has earned more money than any other. On top of her many sports achievements, Williams was appointed Chief Sporting Officer by Aston Martin in 2015. Both she and her sister Venus have received accolades for their roles in fostering a more inclusive tennis scene. Martin Blackman, the general manager of player development at the U.S. Open, stated that seeing the success of 2 young African-American women from varied backgrounds had a significant effect. The philanthropic work that Williams did is equally important to highlight. In 2003, she received the Celebrity Role Model Award from the Avon Foundation for her tireless struggle against breast cancer. The Young Heroes Award was bestowed to her that very year as well. In 2004, she was honored with the Player Who Makes a Difference Award by Family Circle and Prudential Financial. Since 2011, she has been taking part in Schools for Asia as a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador.